If you want something, buy it today. Genuinely, if you want something, buy it today. Everybody plans their life as though they're going to live to 70, 80. A lot of you are wrong about that. A lot of you will die in your 30s and 40s. That's just human nature. I had this discussion with a young friend of mine named Alex a couple years ago when he was talking about buying Bitcoin. He had about $25,000, about one Bitcoin at the time. And he said, Tristan, I've always wanted a BMW and I've always wanted a nice fast car. I don't have it. He's the guy who I then bought a Lamborghini, but I digress. Or should I buy a Bitcoin? This was his question. And I said, you know what, Alex? You're 19 years old and you can't get your dick sucked in the back seat of a Bitcoin. And what I meant by that, as vulgar of an example as it was, is that you can buy crypto at your age. Maybe you're watching this and you're 17, 21, 25, and you could save for the future, plan for the future, and think maybe when I'm 35, I'll have all those things I've ever dreamed of. The ideal situation is to do both. Have all the things you've ever dreamed of and buy some cryptocurrency. But essentially nobody cares when you get to 45, 50. If you save your Bitcoin now and you're a billionaire at 50, then you get a Lamborghini, then you get a Bentley and a Rolls Royce and a boat. You're just some 50-year-old man with money. Nobody cares. When you're young, it is impressive. That's why I'm going to have a super yacht before I turn 40. That's why I had an Aston Martin when I was 21 years old. That's why I have a Bugatti when I was, when did I get that? 32, 31. I have not just purchased the most expensive lifestyle items in the world, which I massively enjoy, plus are a big show-off factor. I did it at the right age. I did it at a very young age, and it's always more impressive. If I meet a 50-year-old man and he shakes my hand, he's got a Rolex on his wrist, it's a completely different feeling than when a 20-year-old reaches out his hand to shake my hand and there's a Rolex on his wrist. That 20-year-old, it's not expected of him to have that Rolex, whereas with the 50-year-old it is. So my financial advice to everybody has always been the same. Spend 50% of your money as though you're going to live 50 more years, and spend 50% of your money as if you're going to live 50 more days. I call it the 50-50-50 rule, because you might live 50 more days and that might be it. And with your dying breath, laying on the side of that road after getting hit by that female driver, you'll be like, I died without ever owning a Rolex or a supercar, but I've got some Bitcoin. Nobody cares. I understand the temptation to go on pump fun. I understand looking at the results that some people have made. I understand seeing the 12,000% ups and the dreaming of, if I can just make that money by betting on a shit coin, then my life is fixed. The odds are not in your favor, my friend. Pump fun is very much like a casino. You can watch a winner walk out with a beautiful girl on his arm and $100,000 in cash in his pocket and think, I dream of being like him. But for every winner that walks out of that casino, hundreds of losers also leave that casino. You know, I heard a quote once. It said, the loss is always so much more to the loser than the win is to the winner. And it's true. You may feel good if you manage to catch a quick pump and make a bit of money on pump fun and on Solana meme coins. But let me tell you something. When you lose, that feeling of loss that 99 out of 100 of you who try that is going to feel massively outweighs any benefit. If you are smart and you like crypto, buy some Bitcoin, buy some Ethereum, hold on to it, find a way of making fiat currency to put into crypto. Gambling on meme coins is a rich man's hobby. I gamble on meme coins, I really do. But when I lose money, I don't lose sleep over it. If that's all you've got, don't take the risk. Back when Bitcoin was cheap, I'm talking $3,000, there was a goal called the 21 Bitcoin Club. I wanted to be in the 21 Bitcoin Club. And the 21 Bitcoin Club means that you have 1/1,000,000th of all the Bitcoin that can ever possibly exist. And that's not accounting for all the millions of Bitcoin that have already been lost, destroyed, put on hard drives and flushed down the toilet and buried in landfills. 21 million Bitcoin are all the coin that can ever exist, ever. So if you have 21, you have 1/1,000,000th of all the Bitcoin. Imagine having 1/1,000,000th of all the dollars that existed. You'd be a trillionaire. And Bitcoin, a lot of people believe, is going to become the money. I feel like 21 Bitcoin may not be that achievable for people nowadays, but 2.1 Bitcoin may be. 2.1 Bitcoin, if you work hard enough, you could save up the $200,000 it's going to cost you. But 2.1 Bitcoin gives you 1/10,000,000th of all the money that will ever exist, which is still an absolutely huge amount. I really believe at this day and age, when people like me have hundreds of Bitcoin, other people have thousands of Bitcoin, I feel like we're going to get to the stage where a whole coiner is going to be the equivalent of a multimillionaire. I believe that people are going to look at people and say, wow, he's got a whole Bitcoin. A whole Bitcoin may be worth 9, 10, 11. Michael Saylor thinks $13 million in today's spending value at one point. And this isn't even so far in the future. So I would absolutely advise everybody to put some money into Bitcoin today. 0.21, if that's all you can do. Because in 10 to 15 years' time, you're going to regret not buying it. Don't sell your cool stuff to buy more Bitcoin. Right now, people with low incomes but some assets are selling all their stuff they can to buy Bitcoin. Let me tell you something. If you have a nice Mercedes and that's all you have and you're in your town and that's what makes you cool, don't sell your Mercedes. Don't be a dork or a loser for the next 5 years with nothing tangible and nothing that makes you cool just to put money into Bitcoin. Instead, you're the man with the nice Mercedes. Go out there, make some money, put that into Bitcoin. Don't hibernate. Everyone's looking at hibernating. I'm trying to buy a boat. I'm buying new Bugattis. I'm buying new cars and still finding some money to put into Bitcoin. If I were playing the game that the boring nerds play, I would buy none of this stuff. Because if I spend $1 million on a car today, it's going to be worth $2 million in Bitcoin next year. I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. However, having cars is cool. I like having cars. And when you begin the hibernation process, once you put your money into Bitcoin and think, okay, well, we'll see where this goes. If it doubles, you won't ever want to sell half of it out to buy that car, so you're never going to take it. You're going to get addicted to the hibernation. You're going to get addicted to watching that chart go up as you sit in your bedroom with no one to suck your and no nice car to drive on the roads and no private jet to fly in and no boat to sail in. So don't be a nerd. Buy some crypto, enjoy your life. Do both. Crypto very much is the gateway to global living, and the way that the world has changed over the last 30 years is scary. Hopefully, with Trump being elected, we're going to see a swing back. Hopefully, far-right national parties take control of their own countries, and we're going to see a swing back when it comes to things like freedom of speech. But it was unthinkable 25 years ago that you could have a political opinion and lose your bank accounts because of it. This happened to Nigel Farage. It certainly happened to me. It's happened with many people I know. I'm on a red list with a clean criminal record in every country I've ever visited. I'm on a red list for bank accounts. But I don't need bank accounts. You know, there are people whose sight gets better when they lose their hearing, whose hearing gets better when they lose their sight. I've got my life set up in such a way now that I don't ever want a bank account again. I've become the bankless man. I may well be one of the richest people on the planet who doesn't have a bank account. The only bank accounts I have right now are frozen with large sums of money in it that I can't touch. But you can't touch my crypto. No one can touch my crypto. Crypto is the future. If you want to be a sovereign man and have your own opinions and move around the world, you need crypto. Because in every single city in the world, you have what are called OTC agents. That means I can land in China tomorrow, and if I identify a nice OTC agent over the counter who sells cash for crypto, all I need is the information in my mind and a cheap electronics device, and I could get to that man, send him some crypto, and get $100,000 in Chinese yen for spending. I can do the same in Tokyo, I can do the same in Seoul, South Korea, Singapore, Dubai, Miami, Florida, Canada, Alberta, Mexico, or Brazil. I can do it anywhere in the world, and no bank could stop me. Nobody could stop me from moving my money, because my money doesn't move until I want it to. Get some crypto. The difference between holding crypto on an exchange and in a cold wallet is very, very simple. I'm going to give you the example. Imagine cash, right? No, imagine gold. You could put gold in a bank. I'm not sure if anyone's aware of this. Every single bank in the world takes gold, and you could deposit gold in a bank, just like you can cash. Now, if you have gold or cash in a bank, it's safer. And if you have gold or cash in your pocket, it is not as safe. But who keeps you safe from the bank? Exchanges in the crypto world are very much like banks are in the traditional fiat currency world. Because if I have my gold and my cash in my pocket, in bags, in my security van, flying around the world, I have access to it at all times, and it is mine, just mine. No one can touch it. However, if I have it in a bank and I want to send $1 million transfer, my bank can ask me some question like, well, what do you need the money for? It's my money. How dare you ask what I need the money for? If I have gold in the Bank of England or the Bank of America and I say, you know what, I want to withdraw $500,000 of gold, please send it to Dubai. It takes time, money, shipping, it's heavy. And also they can ask, well, what do you need to take the gold out for? Because it's mine. That's why crypto exchanges are now becoming like banks. You will have money on a crypto exchange and you'll say, you know what, I want to withdraw $10,000. Well, here's a KYC form. We need to know our customer. Tell us your name and your address and your country of why the are you asking me questions? This isn't why I got cryptocurrency in the first place. Not to mention, and I'm not going to put any exchanges on blast, an exchange could be subpoenaed by a government and have their crypto that's yours taken by that government. I had cryptocurrency taken by the Romanian government, about $1 million, and all these clowns are laughing at me. Why'd you have your crypto taken? Are you stupid? That was just my pocket change. That was just my day-to-day wallet for spending, for moosing, but I was using it in exchange. I have a lot more crypto where that came from, and you ain't finding a single penny more of it. But exchanges will pass your money over to governments if they get subpoenaed to do so. So, just like you shouldn't keep your gold in a bank, just like your money is safer under your mattress than it is in a bank in 2024's financial climate, your cryptocurrency is much safer in cold wallets. Cold wallets which ideally are not logged in anywhere, cold wallets which only you and maybe some close friends in case you die have access to. That's the way to do it. Don't keep it on exchanges. Exchanges are good for buying, selling, swapping. They have great prices, great rates. Move it there, exchange it, take it off. There are certain plays in crypto I can always recommend. But making money fast as opposed to learning the skill set that's going to allow you to make money over your lifetime are two very different things, you see. In my university, the crypto campus professor teaches you how to spot good buys, bad buys, solid investment strategies, when to leverage trade, how much to leverage buy, and he doesn't tell you exactly what to do and when. Because copycatting him, he's a millionaire who makes his money trading cryptocurrency, isn't what we want to teach you. We want to teach you critical thinking skills so you can go ahead and make those decisions yourself. Maybe you'll make more money than our professors, or maybe you'll lose it all. But let me tell you something. There's a very old saying which stands truer today than ever before, and that's if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, and if you teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. What I want to do, and what Andrew is trying to do, is teach young men to fish.